Hi everybody, welcome to day 6. When you're ready, you can come and join me on your mat. Check in with your setup, so you have hip distance between your feet and your knees, your shoe size roughly, heels to glutes, and you can always recheck these things. Your feet are parallel, so make sure your toes don't veer out to the sides, line your feet up with each other, and then we can check in with our pelvis position. Imprint and arch, imprint and arch. Find the center of these two tilts for neutral. Take your hands onto your rib cage, lower ribs are attached to the mat, so just make sure that when we open the ribs out to the sides, the lower ribs stay down. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, open the ribs out, exhale, knit the ribs together. Breathe into the back and side of your ribs, exhale, draw the ribs together. Hands by the sides, shoulders back, lower ribs down, gentle chin nod, tailbone heavy. Breathe in. With your exhale, find your pelvic floor, scoop your belly and knit your ribs. Breathe into the side of your rib cage. Exhale, front and back of the pelvic floor, scoop through the abs and knit your ribs. Breathe in. Exhale, find your pelvic floor, scoop your belly and knit your ribs. For the 100, you can practice this exercise with tabletop position or with ab prep, so one or the other, either your knees lifting into tabletop, one leg at a time, knees and ankles together, reach your arms across the room and pump from the armpits. Or the ab prep version, your feet stay on the mat, you lift head, neck and shoulders as one unit. Or you can progress so that both sides are floating, both the feet and the upper body. So lift into tabletop position, lift into ab prep nice and strong from the center, chin on top of an imaginary peach and pump your arms. Again, if this doesn't suit you, you can leave the hips out by lowering the feet down, or leave the shoulders and the neck out, keeping the shoulders on the mat. So you can choose either side, or you can bring both together, and we'll progress the 100 from here a little bit more. But for now, this is our practice. Support your head anytime you need, relax it out. When you're ready, come forward into your C-curve position. You can do C-curve with your hands behind the knees, or you can let the hands go. Zip up through the core, exhale to roll back. With the hands letting go, you can go a little further down, and it's the same breathing pattern. Exhale to lower, you choose how low. Inhale, open ribs out to the sides. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, roll and stack, relax your shoulders. Scoop through the core. Inhale, open wide with the ribs. Exhale, scoop and come forward. Inhale, roll and stack. Exhale, zip up through the core, belly button through the spine. Inhale, deep and wide. Exhale, scoop and come forward. Inhale, roll and stack. One more rep, with the thought in our head of flowing into the next move. So scoop through the center, roll back and bring your knees into tabletop. Inhale, knees in towards the chest. Exhale, knees can be above the hips, or you can lengthen at a diagonal, whichever version of the rollover prep suits you. That diagonal, you could be reaching a little more towards the sky or a little closer to the ground, as long as you're stable. Inhale, peel. Exhale, reach. Choose your version and let's do 5 reps. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, create space. Exhale, scoop and stabilize. Inhale, articulating through the spine. Exhale, reach. Knees and ankles stay together, creating that feedback through your spine. Inhale and exhale. Practicing hamstring stretch, preparing our body for single leg circles, which will replace this practice. Right foot down, the knee can be bent or the leg can be straight. Straightening the leg out relaxes the hip, bending the knee relaxes the back, so you choose. Hands above or below the left knee, just not at the back of the knee. It's okay if there's a bend in the knee. Let's hold for 5 breaths. Breathe deep into your belly, out to the side with your ribs. And just relax as you reach up to the ceiling and press the other leg down. Swap sides. Again, you can bend the knee or straighten the leg, hands above or below the right knee this time. Keep reaching through your toes, your ankle, your knee and your hip, pressing the other side down, breathing deeply through the center of your body. Bring both legs together, stretch and then bend the knees. Scoop through your core and come forward into rolling like a ball, so our feet stay floating. Scoop through your core so you have that C-curve set up, bracing your spine, creating length. And then when you're ready, we'll do our reps. Inhale to the shoulder blades. Exhale, scoop and pause. Inhale and exhale. Stay looking into your belly button. This will help you to relax your spine. It's okay if your chin is nodding, we just don't want to tuck it all the way into the chest. Keep length, that lift in the center of your body, with the idea of flowing into our next section. Scoop through the core and roll down, knees above your hips. So we have that tabletop position. Scoop through the core. Starting with the right leg, it can go up to the ceiling or at a diagonal, whichever suits your back. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Whichever version you choose, the opposite leg maintains a tabletop position. So your knee stays above your hip and your ankle stays lifted, so that 90 degrees behind the knee. We're preparing to flow into double leg stretch. Knees and ankles together. Inhale, stretch the legs up to the ceiling, and exhale, scoop through the core, bend the knees. Or add a diagonal and then bring the knees back in to tabletop. Inhale and exhale. Center of the body is staying stable. Inhale to reach and exhale to draw the knees back in. You'll notice the breathing is the opposite in this exercise. It will make sense later when we bring the upper body more into the move. Preparing for single leg straight stretch. Hands above or below the left knee, just not at the back of the knee, and the opposite leg stretches out so we can pulse. We don't want our tailbone to peel. We also don't want that opposite leg, the right leg, to hit the floor fully. So you keep stable in the center and pulse either side. So exhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. It's like your legs are polishing a sheet of glass. So keep the legs nice and close together. They almost glide off each other. Moving on to double leg straight stretch. From single leg straight stretch, you bring the legs together, bend the feet and push through the heels. Exhale, you lower at a diagonal, point your toes and inhale to lift. For this exercise, you can be neutral or imprinted. So imprinting meaning that all of our spine is pressing against the mat. The advantage of being neutral is that you'll get a better stretch through your hamstrings and more work through the lower core muscles. But it's okay if you want to push your back into the mat to feel more stable. We're moving on to crisscross. You can have your feet on the mat or in tabletop position. Upper body into ab prep, open the elbows out wide supporting your head. The elbows are wide so you find the floor quickly either side. Exhale, rotate, inhale to the center, exhale, rotate, inhale to the center. Keep the hips steady. Lengthen your breaths out, nice and slow with control. Inhale deep and wide to the ribs, exhale to twist. If you notice any discomfort with your hip flexors, the front of the legs, then practice this exercise with your feet on the mat instead. Up next, we have spine stretch. Use rolling like a ball to come forward and give yourself a lot of space from your heels to your bum. You can have the legs bent or you can straighten out the legs, whichever version suits your back. You can try one and always go back to the modified version if it suits you better. Inhale, scoop through the core. We're rounding the back, making sure not to hinge from the hips. You're rounding through the spine and then roll and stack. Inhale and lengthen, exhale, roll and stack. Once more, inhale, reach, exhale, get nice and tall. Scoop through your core, you've loads of space as you roll back. Knee out, toe in, or knees together if you want to modify. Inhale to the shoulder blades, exhale, scoop and pause. This is your open leg rocker prep. Inhale and exhale. Again, if you want to repeat rolling like a ball, you do the same exercise but with the knees together. Let's flow into our next move, our rollover prep. So exhale to the top of this exercise, scoop through the core, bring your knees together and roll down, nice and supported for your back. Inhale, knees in towards the chest, exhale, lengthen. Do the version of rollover prep that suits you best. Inhale and exhale, scoop through the core as you reach. Inhale, nice and supported through the spine, exhale. Inhale, slow and controlled, midline focus. When you're ready, come forward into saw. So, it's okay if there's a bend in the knees or if your feet have to point, but hopefully we straighten out and bend the feet. Zip up through the core, reach the arms out. Inhale, inhale left, exhale and exhale. Here we hinge instead of rounding, so keep both hips glued to the ground. And reach your chest towards your knee. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Sit tall, reach far apart, exhale, exhale. You can saw the outside of your knee, your ankle or your little toe. Choose the version that suits you. When you're finished, the round that you're on, you can come back to the center and relax the front of your hips. Get some blood flow into the area, create some slack. For some of us, the front of the hips need attention. For some of us, it's more the shoulders. So you can open up your chest, nod your chin, reach forward, interlock the fingers. You can stretch out up to the ceiling, create circles, whatever suits you here. And in future, you can pause the video if you need and do your stretches. You can go to one side with the knees or cross your ankles over and come through all the way onto your belly. Reach through your toes, ankles, knees and hips. Tuck your tailbone so the front of your legs push into the mat. Zip up through the center, relax your shoulders down. Elbows down, and there's no pinched skin in the back of the neck. Inhale to peel the upper body, exhale lower as the legs lift. Keep that focus on the center so we're not kicking the legs too high. You reach back. Inhale and peel. You can peel to the elbows or you can lift the elbows, even straighten the arms if it suits you. There's length through the front of the body, so we're not focusing on pushing the back into an extension. Think about breathing into the front of your hips and then reaching through the ankles. Reach through the crown of the head, then reach through the ankles like a seesaw. Inhale and exhale. Never force the arms to straighten. You can just come to the elbows for as long as you like throughout this challenge. Moving on to our single leg kicks, forehead into the hands, bring the legs close together, tuck your tailbone, bend the right foot, bend the right knee, press into the front of the left leg as you pulse the right heel towards your glute. Swap sides, 2, 3, and inhale. Exhale, 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 inhale. Beat the heel towards your glute, press into the front of the legs so it's a stretch across the front of the hip and it minimizes how much movement there is in the hips. One more round and then we'll move on to our double leg kicks. So finish on the left side, bring the legs close together, tuck your tailbone, interlock your fingers behind your back, relax your neck position, tucking the chin in, looking straight down. Inhale and stretch back. Keep it tucking the tailbone so we don't come too high. Exhale, relax the elbows, bend the feet and the knees and kick 3 times. Inhale to stretch, exhale, pulse, 2, 3. Again, focusing on the tuck of the tailbone and pressing into the front of the legs to minimize how much movement there is through the center. There's a little bit of movement because of the rhythm of the pulsing, but again, focus on stabilizing as much as you can, getting that feedback through the center. Relax it out when you're ready. You can do a cat-cow stretch and take your time here. Eventually this will flow straight into a move called neck pull. For now we're still building on C-curve. So come through when you're ready, either to one side or rolling through the crossed ankles. Here's a sneak peek at neck pull setup. Don't worry about this yet, just know that the moves will build. For now, we bend the knees and we do our C-curve. You can have the hands behind the knees, or you can let the hands go, allowing you to go a bit further back, whichever one suits you. It's the same setup. Exhale, scoop through the core, go as low as you're comfortable with. Inhale, open the ribs out. Exhale, scoop and come forward. Inhale, roll and stack and relax your shoulders. Get that length. Inhale, exhale, scoop the front of the body through the back of the body. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, scoop and come forward. Inhale, roll and stack. Exhale, use your core, knit your ribs. Inhale, open the ribs wide. Exhale, get back into the core. Inhale, roll and stack. Exhale, scoop and roll back. Inhale, exhale, drag your heels towards you as you come forward. Inhale, get really tall. Once more. Exhale, C-curve. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll forward through C-curve. Inhale, roll and stack. Relax it out of your shoulders. Open up your chest. Here's a nice stretch we can do between exercises to open up our neck. Hands behind the knees, lift your chin up, and then the opposite of that, you pull against the back of the knees to stretch the upper back. So if you find that your neck needs a little more attention, do this in between any of the exercises where we curl, where we flex, and you can always pause the video to do that. Get ready for hamstring stretch, starting with the left leg floating up into the sky. Choose your position with the right leg, hands above or below the left knee, just not at the back of the knee. And we're going to hold for 10 seconds. Breathe deeply. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When you're ready, swap sides, choose your positions. Whenever you're settled, 10 seconds. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Check your setup for our shoulder bridge, so shoe size heels to glutes, parallel feet, hip distance apart, and check your pelvis, shoulders down and back. Breathe in. Exhale, connect to the center, roll your back into the mat, peel your tailbone, lower back, mid back, upper back. Tuck your tailbone, reach the knees across the room, knees to hips to ribs to shoulders, push into the feet. Breathe in. Exhale to lower down, one vertebra at a time. You can repeat this version or else come up to the top of the exercise, put all of your attention into the left foot and float the right leg. We hold here, think about gentle work through pelvic floor, abs, ribs, but keep pushing into the foot that's on the ground. Swap sides, just getting used to the weight here. We will start to add a bit of movement on here. This section becomes a section more for our glutes as we move on through the challenge, but for now, get used to your form and the weight here. Roll down through your spine, take your time finishing the one that you're on and hug your knees in. You can roll forward whenever you're ready, cross your ankles over, sit up nice and tall, anchor the hips down, getting ready for spine twist, palms face down, but you can modify and choose the shoulder position that suits you best. Connect to the center of your body, gentle with the pelvic floor, scoop through your core, knit your ribs. Breathe in to prepare, exhale to the right side, pulse, 2, 3, inhale center, nice and tall, left, 2, 3, and inhale, right, pulse, 2, 3, breathe in, sit tall, exhale like you're wringing out a dishcloth, twist the center of the body, anchor down with your hips and the side of your feet, reach in 2 different directions. Once more, pulse, inhale center and pulse, 2, 3, inhale center. Relax it out of your shoulders and your hips, take the time that you need, do the neck stretches that we introduced today if you need. As the days go on, I'll begin to leave out these stretches, but you can always pause the video and continue to do them. Let's get ready to flow into our rollover prep. So scoop through the core and roll back. Bring the knees into a tabletop position, hands by the sides. To progress our rollover prep, the legs are straight and you hinge from the hips. So you want that hinge, thinking about keeping the tailbone down, but also trying to get your chest towards the knees. If it doesn't suit you, you can do this with bent knees for as long as it takes. Maybe you continue to do this rollover prep with bent knees until the end of the challenge. Otherwise, it's just to start thinking about how the legs are going to get longer for this exercise as the days go on. But again, we'll be moving at different levels at our own pace, so there's no pressure to do the biggest option that I give you. Come onto your right side for side lying. You can choose the upper body position that suits you, and then we gently bend our bottom knee. With the top knee, you can turn the knee down, turn the knee up, feel the ball and socket joint moving, hydrating, waking up, and then choose your knee position. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale, point, exhale, bend. Inhale, reach through the ankle and exhale to bend. Keep pressing into the lower side of the body, the ankle, knee and hip, so we have this pull and this push, this opposition. Moving into forward back. Inhale, inhale and exhale. Bend the foot, stretch the hamstrings and then point through the toes. It's all about balancing all of the movements, all of the kinetic chains, all of the ranges of motion available in our joints. So make sure to employ the footwork even if it takes a while to get used to the coordination. Moving on to side lying circles. The circles can be big or small depending on what suits you, and we do circles in both directions. So come onto your second side. Whenever we introduce a new move, don't worry about doing loads of reps. Check your upper body position, lower body position. Wake up the hip movement with the upper leg, so turning the knee down, turning the knee up, and choose your knee position, so parallel or up to the ceiling. Press down and pull up. Inhale up, bend your foot and exhale to lower. Point and reach through the ankle, bend the foot and push through the heel. Keep pushing into the lower side of the body as you stretch the upper side. Feel that opposition. Inhale on the way up and exhale on the way down. Turn to parallel, push through the heel. We have forward back. Anchor down with the lower side. Inhale, inhale and exhale. Inhale, inhale and exhale. We're not going very far back because that may peel the lower side of the body off the mat. So tune into your stability, listen to your body and the feedback that it's giving you. And we flow into side lying circles. Exhale up for half, inhale down for half. Exhale up for half and inhale down. Relax it out there for today. We'll do more reps tomorrow. For now, it's just to think about the new exercises that are starting to be introduced. Into your teaser prep, move the heels away from your glutes, scoop your belly and imprint your spine. Option 1 with the upper body, you come a little higher than ab prep. Option 2 with the upper body, you can roll the whole way up. Inhale, lift the chest up to the sky and exhale to lower down. The lower body, you can keep your right foot on the mat, float the left knee, reach the leg out straight and the knees line up. Exhale, choose your upper body position, either coming halfway up or using your core, scooping and rolling the whole way up. Inhale to reach, exhale, roll down with control and inhale to reach. Choose the version you want to do. We'll try it on the other side. Inhale overhead, exhale, scoop and roll forward. Inhale, exhale, roll down, inhale to reach. Option 2, exhale, scoop and roll up. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, use your core to roll down and inhale to reach. Get ready for our hip circle prep. So coming forward, hands behind the back, spread the fingers out, open up your chest, scoop through your core and lift your knees into tabletop. You can lower onto the elbows or the arms can stay straight, whichever version suits you. Exhale onto one of your glutes, inhale through center, exhale to the second side. The legs don't have to lengthen, just keep your upper body still, whichever version you choose. So the knees can stay bent, or you can straighten, inhale through center, exhale, straighten, inhale through center. Choose the one that suits you, keep the chest still, lifting proud with the breastbone with your chin, anchoring down with the hands or the elbows, but allowing that twist through the middle of the spine. Let the weight go down the mat, so reach through the ankles, that'll soften your hands. Some of us will need to spend some time getting blood flow back into the front of the hips, just until our body gets used to all the moves and the balance it's going to bring into our bodies. You may take more time with your shoulders, you may do both like I'm doing. You can always pause the video and relax the shoulders, the neck, the hips, whatever you need. Go to one side, or you can cross the ankles and roll through. We're getting ready for swimming. Coming all the way down onto your belly, reach through the ankles, knees and hips, shoulders down your back, scoop through the core, tuck the tailbone, press into the front of the legs and relax your neck. Option 1, we lift opposite arm and opposite leg and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Option 2, we inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Notice how I've swapped with every breath. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Pause the video and choose your version and just check in with your coordination. Opposite hand, opposite leg. We'll build towards 10 reps of this as the days go on. For now, choose your breathing and just get used to the movement. Come out of the one that you were on and relax your back. You can do a cat-cow stretch, relax your neck in both directions. Our next move is plank. It takes a while to get used to plank. Plank is going to turn into neck pull front and push up, so take your time with your setup. Hip distance between the knees, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Check in with your neck position, so nod the chin, look up to the ceiling and then look straight down so there's no wrinkle or pinched skin in the back of the neck. Check your shoulders, your pelvis, push into the front of the feet, zip up through your core, scoop with your exhale, knit your ribs together. You can do one leg at a time for your plank or both legs together. Either way, you focus on the lower body, pushing all the way down the mat to relax your hands. If the legs are straight behind you, ankles can be together or your feet can be hip distance apart. Squeeze the inner thighs and bum and relax through the core work, gentle pelvic floor, abs, ribs. Come out of it whenever you're ready. Take time to relax your shoulders, stretch your triceps, palms up to the ceiling, relaxing all the way down your back, whatever suits you here, or simply sitting into a shell pose. You can pause the video and spend longer in these stretches if you like. The stretches are going to start being left out as the classes go on, so just that you know to take your time and work at your own pace. You can bring your legs around to one side or cross the ankles and come through. If you go to the left this time, go to the right next time. So make sure that you're balancing out the side that you go to. We're coming into our tendon stretch. This will turn into a reverse plank. Keep your focus down the body so the weight goes down through the feet. Push into your feet, hands can point in towards your hips or out to the sides. Open up your chest, scoop through your core, gentle tuck of the tailbone, knit your ribs together, Press down into the feet and lift your pubic bone up to the sky. Squeeze your bum and try to get a little bit higher. It's okay if you're not perfectly straight here in this position. Just lift as high as you can, getting that opening across the front of the hips, and get nice and stable through the center of the body while you press through the feet. Tailbone down, breastbone forward, straighten out the legs, chest towards the knees, open up your chest, relax it out, and we're getting ready for our side kneeling position. Pause the video and take more time stretching if you need, otherwise into our side kneeling position. Hip distance the size of 2 fists between your knees, check in with the midline, tuck your tailbone, pelvic floor, abs, ribs. Reach your arms in 2 different directions, load into your left wrist, reach through the right heel, push the weight down the mat so it relaxes your shoulder, elbow and wrist. 4 rounds, inhale and exhale. Practice your lift and lower. If lift and lower suits you better than our side kneeling front and back, you can stick with this version. Otherwise, we hinge from the hip to bring the leg forward and stretch the hamstrings, point the toes and reach behind. As you reach the leg behind, there can be a little bend in the back as long as you keep reaching through the ankle so the weight leaves the upper body. So we're almost balancing here. It's very gentle with the upper body. Let's practice that on the other side. Take your time with your stretch, come back to the center, check in with the midline connection with your setup, stretch in 2 different directions, load the right wrist, lengthen the left leg, push through the heel. Let's do 4 rounds of our lift and lower first. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep reaching through the ankle, through the heel. Our brain is picking up that back chain of the body, through the calves, through the hamstring. When you're ready, you can do forward back. If you'd prefer to keep going with lift and lower, you can. It's whatever suits you here. Maybe you'll spend a bit longer at the first option and then the second option will become available to your body. Just keep showing up every day. Try the one that you think is harder and modify if you still need to. Eventually, side kneeling will flow into mermaid. For now, let's get our hips used to this side bending movement. You can cross the ankles over, adjust for one knee, or come into your mermaid seat. It's okay if one hip is higher than the other at the moment. Scoop through the core, relax the shoulders down, anchor down through the hips, lengthen in 2 different directions, and when you're ready, left palm up to the ceiling. Exhale over. Inhale tall, swap your palms, and exhale. The side bend doesn't have to be very big, it's whatever suits your rib cage. Listen to the ribs. If they're holding back a little bit, don't force them. Our floating ribs need protection, so make sure you're listening to the sides of your body and only going as far as it suits you. Exhale to the side, inhale through center. Exhale to the other side, inhale nice and tall. Once more each side, anchor down with the hips as much as you can. Mermaid doesn't have to be perfect. Just choose the version that suits you, take breaks when you need, and make it smaller or bigger depending on how the side of your body feels. Go for a stretch for your neck, for your shoulders, and when you're ready, we'll swap sides, your cross, your adjusted seat, or your mermaid seat. Anchor the hips down, relax the shoulders, zip up through the center. Get your brain into the pelvic floor, abs, ribs, that midline connection. Anchoring down and reaching up through the top of the head so we feel nice and tall. Right palm up, exhale over, inhale, exhale over, and inhale. Relax your shoulders, exhale. Inhale tall, swap your palms, exhale and inhale. Make sure that we're not putting very much weight into the lower arm. The top arm you can bend and then straighten, or you can just come across into the side bend with a straight arm. Whichever one suits you, whichever stretch you prefer, try both and then choose your favorite. Relax your shoulders, relax your hips, whatever your body needs. And again, you can always pause the video and take longer here if you want to. We're moving on to boomerang. Boomerang has a roll down, a roll up, a spine stretch, has leg kicks, it has a bit of teaser in it. Eventually all the moves flow. We have been practicing spine stretch, so now let's practice our roll down a little bit more. You can have the hands behind the knees or the hands free. Zip up through the center and exhale to roll back. Inhale, exhale, use your core, come forward. Inhale, get nice and tall, open up with the shoulders and start again. Exhale, scoop and roll down. Inhale, create space. Exhale, scoop and come forward. Your brain is in the core work. Inhale, lift nice and tall, swing the arms around and start again. Exhale. These little add-ons will make more sense later when this move turns into boomerang. I'll demonstrate the full boomerang soon, but for now let's just practice these versions. If this doesn't suit you, you can do C-curve or spine stretch without the add-ons. Boomerang will flow into seal. For now we're practicing open leg rocker prep or rolling like a ball. So scoop through your core and find your C-curve setup. Pull the belly button through the spine. Zip up through the center and knit your ribs so we've loads of space, the front of the body through the back of the body. When you're ready, float the legs into a floating tabletop, knees out, toes in or knees together for your rolling like a ball. Choose your version. Inhale back. Exhale, scoop through the core and pause. Inhale back to the shoulder blades, exhale, scoop. Inhale back to the shoulder blades, exhale, scoop and pause. Keep the focus on the center of the body, stay nice and long through the spine. Inhale to the shoulder blades, exhale, scoop and pause like you're sticking the brakes on. Up next, we're going over our plank setup. Eventually this will flow into Pilates push-ups. So you can go to one side or cross your ankles over and come through. You have the size of 2 fists between your knees, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Your neck is nice and relaxed. Check your neck setup. There's no pinched skin in the back of the neck. Check your shoulder blade position. Check your pelvis. Press into the front of the feet. Scoop through the core and knit the ribs. You can practice your plank one leg at a time, working on moving the weight down the body and relaxing your wrists, or you can come into the 2-legged plank. Your ankles can be together or your feet can be hip distance apart. Scoop through the core gently, squeeze the bum and draw the inner thighs nice and close together. As always, take your time with plank, let it build slowly. It's worth it to have a pain-free plank for later when the exercises get more dynamic and a little more interesting when we add on our push-ups and our leg pull front and back. We're rolling up, parallel feet hip distance apart. Your second toe traces through the middle of your knee. Your legs can be straight or your knees can be bent. Take a breath in. Exhale to roll up one vertebra at a time and relax your shoulders. Inhale, circle the arms around. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, opposite direction. And exhale to let it go. Thanks everybody for joining me on day 6. Today we're spotlighting single leg stretch. Come onto your mat whenever you're ready. Check in with your setup, set your bones, set your breathing and your core. Use your exhale to lift one leg at a time into tabletop position, knees and ankles together. You can check your alignment by coming forward into ab prep, chin on top of an imaginary peach. See your big toes wiggling above your knees. You don't want to see the full foot, you don't want your feet to disappear. Get that 90 degrees. Knee above your hip. Make sure that your pelvis is neutral, so lower ribs down, tailbone heavy with that gentle natural curve. So we have our alignment. Feel the difference between neutral and imprint. Lower ribs stay down so you're not flaring your rib cage. We'll start with the shoulders on the mat. Exhale, lengthen your right leg up to the ceiling. Inhale, open the ribs out. Exhale, scoop through the core, lengthen the left leg. Inhale, open out. See how we link up the breathing with the movement, keeping your stability, using the core muscles. Second, you can lengthen at a diagonal and come back in. As one leg lengthens, the other leg stays in that tabletop position, so not too high or too low with the foot. Keep that 90 degrees. Exhale, inhale, inhale. Keep focus on your spine alignment as you move the legs. Third version, you can lengthen the leg 3/4 of the way to the floor maximum. We don't want to go all the way to the floor because we want to keep our pelvis neutral. If you want to add on a bit more, we can come into ab prep. You can support your head as you go through option 1 of lengthening to the sky, option 2 of reaching at a diagonal, option 3, 3/4 of the way to the floor. If your neck is completely fine, get into the core and release the hands by the sides. Option 1, up to the ceiling. Option 2, reaching the leg at a diagonal. Option 3, 3/4 of the way to the floor. Scoop through your core, relax your neck, chin on a peach, and here's our most advanced option. Opposite hand on opposite knee, same side hand on same side ankle. You exhale, inhale through center, exhale, and inhale. And that's it, our single leg stretch.